Thank you very much. Have you ever seen one of these guys before? Have you ever wondered how they could sit or lie on a bed of nails like this? This man is an Indian fakir. He is someone who could spend hours, days, or even years of their life on that bed of nails. Do you think that any of you could do that? Growing up, I looked at these people as someone who is equal parts remarkable and crazy. And a year ago, I had an idea that I wanted to give a pain education presentation while standing on a bed of nails. And you're in luck because that is what I plan on doing today. Due to health and safety concerns, I had to go for a modern bed of nails. But I assure you that it is still very sharp. If you want to have a feel on that. It is. Confirmation from the crowd. It is very sharp and can be quite painful if done incorrectly. I'm going to stand on this Shakti mat while giving this presentation to show you how our thoughts physically change us. Now, in order to understand how I'm able to do this, we have to go a bit back in time. This is me when I was 10 years old. When I was about 10, that's when I started to develop this crooked finger. And that progressed to when I was a teenager into my hand and wrist, so that it affected my extension. I couldn't move it very well. Also, when I was a teenager, I started getting carpal tunnel symptoms. I started getting nerve problems, pain, numbness, tingling, and shooting, stabbing pain at times. And I couldn't hold onto any objects for more than a minute or so without shaking it out. By my mid-20s, from nerve conduction tests, I had severe median nerve impingement. And over the course of living in Canada, I lived in 3 different provinces and saw specialists in each place. And I saw dozens of health professionals that had no clue why I had this. I had a failed contracture release of this finger when I was 13 years old. And it wasn't until I was 27 that I finally got a diagnosis. And that's because I went to a very young plastic surgeon, just 3 months out of school. And she did a full workup, and it was actually the X-ray tech that diagnosed me with muellerhiostosis. Now, muellerhiostosis is a rare condition that affects 1 in a million people. It's a progressive condition that the bone continues to grow in irregular ways. The bone turnover is so high that some surgeons have actually broke scalpels and drill bits on the bone because they say it's almost like diamond hard. In a recent study, the most common symptom of this condition is pain. And you can see, I don't know if I can actually, you can see by my index finger that the bone is waxy, it's built up, and it's more solid and bigger than the rest of my fingers. And that travels down into my carpal bones. That's what's impacting on my median nerve. You can also see that with this condition, it doesn't just make the bone grow in irregular ways, it inhibits the growth. If you look at the ulna in the bottom right corner, it's actually a tiny little ulna that doesn't even articulate with the rest of the bones, which is why I have an ulnar deviation as well. Puts impact on my extensors in my hand. With this condition, how can I confidently tell you right now today that I'm doing better now than I ever have in my entire life? Well, that's because I believe that, oh, that one's being taken eventually, sorry. You can have a seat somewhere else. That's because I believe that our thoughts physically change us. And my mom, unfortunately, understands how our thoughts can physically change us, but in negative ways. This is my mom, Linda Degenhardt. 9 months ago, we were having a FaceTime chat, and immediately I could tell that something was wrong. With my dad's recent history of cancer, I was preparing myself for the worst. She then begins to tell me this story. She said, about a month ago, I started getting really bad knee pain after doing some flooring at home. And it was so bad that I had to take some time off work. So I went to the doctor and they did a full checkup, including x-rays. And then I had to go back to my follow-up appointment to get the diagnosis. And just to let you know, my mom is a healthcare aide at a small little hospital, so it can be physically demanding at times. So she went on to say, when I walked into that doctor's office, I could tell that something was wrong. The doctor ushered me down and very seriously said, "You have osteoarthritis. You can't go back to work anymore." And then the doctor sympathetically tried to see, well, hey, maybe your husband can go back to work. And at that moment in time, the blood drained from my mom's face. She started thinking of the worst case scenario of my dad going back to work after retirement, and are they going to lose their home? And I did my best to calm her down during that conversation, but my mom's perception on her ability to recover was directly influenced from how that diagnosis was communicated. Her harmful thoughts were creating physical changes in her body in really negative ways. She had to wear a brace for a couple months after that as well, because she could barely even walk a couple meters and steps were almost impossible. So that night, after that conversation, I said, all right, I'm so-called expert in pain and pain education. If I can't help my mom after a recent common diagnosis of osteoarthritis, am I really an expert? So that night I sent her a 5-page email all about the facts of osteoarthritis, that she likely had for years before that, and that because of that fact, she'll be able to get back to work. She'll be able to get back to the things that she needs to do. I also told her that there's lots of options for treatment and gradual return to work, and that the doctor was just making a prediction based on her previous experiences, and that the other patients weren't as awesome as my mom was. I also told her that she had a secret weapon in her corner, and that was me. I told her our thoughts physically change us, but she's not the only person that I told that to. This is Marie. She was one of my first super fans of the Rethink Pain Workshop that I started a year ago. She came twice, and she referred about 6 or 7 of her friends to come along as well. And we had a gathering last year of anybody who attended the Rethink Pain Workshop. And during that, she told a remarkable story on how she used a tool I developed called the Pain Game to completely stop the pain that she felt. And the Pain Game is a tool I developed to just be something simple and a bit cheeky, because I know that pain can be a serious thing, firsthand and from the patients that I've worked with. But it doesn't mean that the education and the tools have to be serious too. So if you bring a childhood curiosity into the techniques and the therapies that you have, you're going to have a more effective outcome. So the Pain Game is meant to be played any time that pain impacts you. You first start with pause. Pause and just be mindful about how you feel, and being non-judgmental to what sensations you have, and looking at how your mindset might be impacting how you feel as well. And then you assess. You look at what's made you worse, what's made you better, and then ask yourself, am I safe? If you are safe, you go on to the next step, which is improve. You do something about it to stop that loop in the brain, in the body, so that then you're making changes, even if it's as simple as a smile, that can make a change in your neurochemistry, your body. And the last step is nourish. Nourish is putting it all together, and by the time you get to that step, you've promoted yourself, you've built yourself up because you've done something. And acknowledging that goes a long way in your recovery. So, how did Marie use the Pain Game to stop pain completely? Well, she went on to tell me that a couple weeks ago, I started feeling really bad back pain right as I was getting in bed. I had just turned off the light, I was covering myself up, and I started feeling the worst pain that I had felt in years. And I didn't know what to do. Am I going to have to call my neighbor or family, or maybe even the ambulance? And then I remembered, oh yeah, Daniel taught me the Pain Game. I'm going to use that. So she paused, and she was just mindful about her experience. And then she assessed, what did I do in the last little bit? Well, I haven't fallen or lifted anything. I hadn't hit it or anything, so I'm safe. I should be able to do something about this. And then it was about time for her to do something about it, to improve. So how could she possibly create the change that she needed to stop her pain and be able to sleep comfortably? Let's look at James Tripp's hypnotic or reality model. James Tripp is a UK hypnotist, and he developed this model to understand how to hypnotize someone, including yourself. The foundation of this model is your thoughts and your beliefs. Marie had the belief, because she had played the pain game so successfully already, many times, she believed that it would help her in that situation. The next step is imagination. She imagined herself feeling better after playing it. And so unconsciously, her body was creating the physical changes it needed in order to start to feel better and more comfortable. And another model that can help to describe what was about to happen when she stopped that pain is Tony Robbins' belief cycle. Tony Robbins is an American life coach, and he's an expert in neuro-linguistic programming. He developed this model to create change in your life physically or in any aspect of it. And it has a similar foundation of your thoughts and attitudes. She had the attitude that she could do something about it, and that by playing the pain game, she was going to make herself feel better. That created a massive, huge potential for her to improve how she felt, which meant that she was going to take action. She was going to do something about how she felt. And I can tell you exactly what was happening in her mind, that little voice inside of her head right before she was about to stop that pain. That little voice said, your thoughts physically change you, and you can use that information to make dramatic and immediate changes in your life now. And in this model, that creates the results of stopping her pain, which reinforces her thoughts and her attitudes that she can do something about how she feels. And going back to James Tripp's hypnotic reality model, when she creates that physical change, she then has the experience of hypnotizing herself, which is then empowering her thoughts and beliefs that the next time that she feels pain, she's going to be able to do something about it. So what did Marie do to stop her pain in the tracks? Well, she went on to say, I remember that Daniel told me that when I smile, it produces endorphins in my body, and these are powerful painkillers. So I'm going to put the biggest, goofiest grin on my face, and that's going to help. So I'm lying there in my bed with the lights off, big grin on my face, and then the thought comes to my mind, what if I die from this? If a paramedic comes in, is this grin going to be stuck on my face? and that caused me to chuckle, laugh, and then I was like, oh wow, that's amazing, it worked. I don't feel any pain. And fell asleep, woke up the next day feeling fine. She went from the worst pain that she had felt in years to no pain at all, with a smile and the belief that it would do something to change how she felt. If that's not showing how our thoughts physically change us, I don't know what is. So how did my mom do? Well, as you can see in that picture, she's doing pretty remarkable now. I was able to help her move forward from that discussion with her doctor and make positive and healthy changes in her life. I recommended a hypnotist, Lori Hammond, and she had a couple sessions with amazing results. I caught up with her on the weekends, and she said that the hypnosis sessions where she learned to visualize, where she learned how to release the pain and control how she felt, was the most important part of her recovery. She saw how the potential and how her thoughts can physically change her. She's now been back to work full-time for months now. She's lost 25 pounds. She's walking 10,000 steps a day, even returning to a running program. And she's feeling empowered that she's the happiest and healthiest that she's been in years. I would have hated to see how things would have turned out if she didn't have me to support her through those conversations and give her the confidence that what the doctor said didn't have to be her reality. It's through helping people like my mom and Marie that gives me confidence in being able to manage my own condition of myelofibrosis. And like I said before, I'm doing better now than I ever have in my entire life, even though this is a progressive condition. I still get some aches and pains, but I have an arsenal of techniques and the belief that my thoughts can physically change me. Before starting the Rethink Pain Workshop, I made the conscious decision to see this hand and this condition as a gift. Because if I can overcome a rare condition that the main symptom is pain, and I can do it with grace, well then I can inspire others to do the same with their conditions. With the success of managing my condition over the last couple of years, I did something 2 years ago that I never thought was going to be possible. I started Haidong Gumdo, a Korean sword fighting martial art. And that's a photo of me using a live blade on bamboo at our nationals last year. I'm going for my black belt in October, and one of the things that I need to accomplish, that I've accomplished a couple months ago, is what I call the feats of strength. The first part is 1 hour of Dungeon Ho, which is a horse riding stance with the hands overhead without moving. That was something that, due to my hand, I wasn't sure if I was ever going to be able to do it. But I worked a lot on using different tools and techniques to make myself be able to go through this, and my goal was to be able to do it without pain at all, because that hasn't really happened from the people that I talk to. It can be pretty uncomfortable standing there with a foot like that for an hour. But I went into it, I felt a little twinge in my calf, but I accomplished that goal smiling, laughing, feeling empowered and great that I can really do anything that I put my mind to. I've used this knowledge to help hundreds of people over the last year with the Rethink Pain Workshop, and I plan on helping thousands more, as I'll tell you a little bit more about later on too. Which brings me to achieving a goal that I set out to accomplish a year ago, to give a pain education presentation while standing on a bed of nails. I'm just going to slowly get off of that. There we go. As you can see, it's got lots of little red marks all over it. It is pretty sharp. And I'm just going to put this off to the side now. One thing that helped me accomplish this goal more than anything is hypnosis. I just brought a conscious awareness of how our thoughts can physically change us. And yet, your unconscious mind is doing this whether you realize or not. It's taking in millions of bits of information every second, which is physically changing us in ways that you can't even fathom. And yet you already knew this, because we know less about our minds than we do the entire universe. And that means there's huge potential for us to change who we are with our thoughts. And the second vitally important thing about hypnosis is that just by talking about hypnosis, it creates hypnosis. And the third vitally important thing about hypnosis, which is by far the most remarkable, the third vitally important thing about hypnosis is that you can allow yourself to forget that first vitally important thing about hypnosis now. And as you remember to forget or forget to remember that information even existed, you can push it farther and farther away from your mind. Because consciously, you may have forgotten it, but your mind will keep it safe for when you need it the most. So what is hypnosis? Well, looking at some of the stunned looks on your faces, you're all amazing hypnotic subjects. That's one thing for sure. And in a moment, I'm going to be asking for some volunteers to come up, just so you can see for yourself how easy it is to experience hypnosis. But first I need to tell you a little bit more. A term I like to use for hypnosis is monoideism. Monoideism is a state of prolonged absorption in one idea or one thought. Now that can be hypnosis or trance, but it can be a lot of other things too, because you've been in and out of hypnotic trances all day. Remember that last movie that you were so excited about and so tuned in and focused on? Someone could have been tapping you on the shoulder and you wouldn't even noticed. Or maybe you were driving home from work the other night, listening to that smooth jazz, and then all of a sudden you pull into your driveway and you think, how the heck did I get here? Or maybe it was that conversation with that kind of annoying coworker that you just zoned out and just smiled and nodded and let them do their thing. That's monoideism, and that's hypnosis. It's not mind control, but how you control your mind. As a hypnotist, I can't make you do anything that you don't want to do. And the training that I've done in hypnosis just gives me an understanding of the neuroscience of our brain, our behaviors, to get you into those trances easily and quickly. And then I can use those trances to create powerful changes. The people that volunteer who have the most focus and the best attention can hold that are going to be able to have the greatest effects and the most phenomenal phenomena. That's because all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. It doesn't matter if you believe in it or not, or if you're really smart or not. It just matters if you can contain and keep that focus long enough to create these effects in you. Theta brainwaves are associated with hypnosis, and you can see in the bottom right corner of my slide, that's a theta brainwave, undulating like a wave. That's versus alpha brainwaves, which is what's active in my brain right now as I'm standing in front of a whole bunch of people giving a presentation. It's that up and big changes. But these theta brainwaves, they're linked with healing and with learning. And that's what causes the effect that 1 minute of hypnosis is like 5 minutes of deep sleep. So if you've had a really tired morning and you want a huge boost, when you come up and volunteer, you're going to have that boost for the rest of today that's going to continue on for the next days and weeks to come. And that's also going to just make you feel awesome. I'm going to be giving lots of positive suggestions on just feeling good. And because of getting into this theta brainwave, you're going to come out of it feeling awesome. Only people on stage are affected. Now, I'll only be keeping the volunteers that are able to keep that focus the most. And the ones who aren't, I'm going to send them back and leave that trance for the rest of the volunteers up here. And then when you go back to the audience, all the suggestions will be removed. And for any of the volunteers that stay, once you walk through those doors, all suggestions will be released as well. And hypnosis causes time distortion. The volunteers that come up will not even remember that they came up for the hypnosis. It's interesting, isn't it? So, it's almost time to come up and experience some hypnosis, but if you have any health conditions, you know who you are. Just enjoy the show from the audience. You'll be active up here, and with the recent Tokoru baby boom that we've had, I don't want any babies or anything being born up here. So if you're happy and healthy, you can come up and volunteer. So whoever would like to come up and volunteer, remember that when you volunteer, this presentation is recorded, but come on up if you would like to volunteer. Come on up. You're all ready to experience some hypnosis? Perfect. So what I want you to do is just put your feet flat on the ground, relax your hands down by your side. If you maybe just put that down below. There we go. Out of the way so you can be nice and calm and relaxed, whatever's comfortable for you. I want you to take a deep breath in and out. Good. All right, now I want you to link your hands together in front of you. Lock them out, straight out in front. There we go. And now I want you to squeeze and press and focus on just one spot on your hand. Remember, the people that can focus on the most will have the greatest effect. So continue to focus on that spot on your hand and squeeze and press those hands together, because when I count down from 3, those hands are going to be locked and stuck together. So keeping on that focus, squeezing those hands together, really pressing them together. On the count of 3, they're going to be stuck and locked together. 3, getting so stuck like a vice grip is putting them together. 2, closing your eyes and continue to focus on that spot like glue is going through. Closing your eyes, and then 1, locked and stuck together. If you try to pull them apart, they get more stuck, more locked. If you try to pull them apart, they get more stuck, more locked. And then relax. Relax your arms down, pull them apart, keep the eyes closed and relaxed. And as you relax your hands down, there's going to be, if I give you a little bit of a gentle pull on your hand or your wrist, that can just take you even deeper, more comfortable. But if you feel a little tap on the forehead, that means you can go back to the audience and all those suggestions will be removed. So you can just relax that down even deeper. That's right, deeper and deeper. And then you can just head back to the audience. That's right, and then just relax, just relax. That's right, relax, relax that hand down. And you can head back down. Okay. Good, and now I want you to begin to relax those muscles of your eyes. Relax them so much. Relax them so much that in a moment when I count down from 3, those eyes are going to be locked and stuck, just like your hands were just before. So on the countdown from 3, those eyelids are going to be stuck. 3, imagine that you just put in the key, locked the door, and threw it away for those eyes to not be anything but closed. 2, like they're glued shut, that fluttering is just helping to keep them together. And 1, locked and stuck, so if you try to open them up, they just don't work. The more you try, the more it doesn't work. That's right, and release. And relax down into that comfortable state, even more comfortable than the last time that you felt it. And as you just enjoy this state, the next thing I want you to do is take your hands out in front of you and start moving them like in circles, just like that disco move. That's right, moving those arms in front of you, just like that. There we go. Just like that disco move. And this is going to get faster and faster and faster. It's going to keep building speed so fast that it's just going out of control, going faster and faster and faster. And when I say the word reverse, it's going to change direction. Reverse, going the other way. Faster, faster, faster. Keeps going faster and faster. Reverse, keeps going faster and faster, 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 faster. And relax and release all the way down. That's right. Deeper and deeper. Sleep, relaxing that down. That's right. All the way down. That's right. Just relaxing that even more. There we go. That's right. And now, the next thing that I want you to do is just focus in on that relaxation in your body. Remember that 1 minute of hypnosis is like 5 minutes of deep sleep. And that's going to help to create that awesome, amazing feeling afterwards. So just focus and key in to that relaxation. And when I count down from 3, you're going to relax your mind so much and your body so much that your head is going to tilt forward. Relax even further. 3, 2, 1, relaxing it down. That's right. Even deeper, all the way down. So that now you focus on your arms, making them like wet dish rags, so that when you relax even further, that they're just going to go limp. 3, 2, 1, relax down deeper and deeper. Just those arms like wet dish rags. And then focusing on that relaxation from your whole body down to your toes. And you might sink down into that chair or down onto the floor, whatever feels comfortable for you to just enjoy this feeling. On the count of 3, 2, 1, and relax all the way down. That's right. That's right. And as you just enjoy this place, I want you to, in a moment, it's going to be difficult, but you're going to open your eyes just enough so that you can focus on my hand as you take a deep breath in and raise your hand up. And then when you hear me say the word sleep, those eyes will go back down, the hands will go down. You'll go twice as deep as you were before. If you understand and accept that, you can nod your heads. That's right. Oh, it's going to be hard, but you can open your eyes down, focus on my hands. Just go and sleep down deeper and deeper. That's right. Twice as deep as before. If you want it to happen, if you will it to happen, it will happen. And you can open your eyes, take a deep breath in, and sleep all the way down. That's right. Deeper and deeper, all the way. Relax. That's right. Again, oh, that's so difficult. Open the eyes just enough so you can look at the hands and sleep down. Even deeper, even more relaxed. That's right. And your unconscious mind knows that there's an even deeper level of relaxation that you can get to. And I would like to ask permission of your unconscious mind to take you there now. That's right. And as you just enjoy this comfortable feeling, I want you to imagine there's a control panel of your mind right in front of you. And on this control panel, there is a dial. And this dial is for your imagination. And I want you to physically reach forward with your hand and crank that imagination up. Do that now. Reaching forward, cranking up that imagination to full blast. That's right. as you smile and just enjoy that feeling and relaxing back down into that comfortable state. Now, on the count of 3, you're going to be wide awake and alert. But anytime you hear the word sleep, you will go back into this comfortable, relaxed state. And all of the sounds around you are only going to help to deepen that trance, that relaxation. The cars, the music, and the noises around you just helps to take you deeper. So on the count of 3, you'll be wide awake and alert, but anytime I say the word sleep, back into this. If you accept that, nod your heads. That's right. Also, on the count of 3, when you're wide awake and alert, anytime that I snap my fingers twice like this, it will be like someone just pinched you in the butt. It's going to be painful. It's going to be really strange. You're going to be really annoyed at that. How dare they? How dare that person next to you pinch you in the butt like that? So anytime that you hear me snap twice, it'll be like someone just pinched you in the butt. And if you accept that, you can nod your head now. That's right. So on the count of 3, you'll be wide awake and alert. But anytime you hear me snap my fingers twice, it'll be like someone just pinched you in the butt and it'll hurt. So, coming to the surface. 1, 2, and 3. Wide awake now. So I've been talking about how our thoughts physically change us. But have you ever had the experience where you felt something, but it actually wasn't there? Like maybe a cell phone in the pocket that's vibrating, so you go to get the cell phone out, and it's actually on the table, it's not even in there. Or maybe the sunglasses on top of the head that you're like, oh, where are they? Well, or maybe it's in that public place, like at a concert or something where there's a lot of people around you, and it's like someone just pinched you in the butt. That would be really strange.
Pinched me in the butt?
Did she just pinch you in the butt? What is this? Oh, come on, this is a grand round, people. Like, you don't need to this. We gotta be safe here, all right? But do you even know who she is?
Yeah.
Kind of? Yeah, a little bit? Yeah. Do you remember her name? Testing right now, eh?
Cheers.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, are you right or left-handed?
Left.
Left, okay. Can you just put your left hand flat on mine? Yep, and I want you to push down. Now I want you to focus just on my right eye. Keep focusing on my right eye as you push down. I want you to listen with your eyes and see with your ears. As you sleep, relax down deeper and deeper, all the way down. That's right. Relaxing down into that comfortable place that you know is just right for you. And on the count of 3, you'll be wide awake and alert. But when you are wide awake and alert, you will forget your name. It'll be like it's floating away. That's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't quite picture it. And so on the count of 3, you'll forget your name. If you accept that suggestion, nod your head. That's right. 1, coming to the surface, 2, and 3. Wide awake now. So what was her name? Jess, right, yeah. How easy is it, though, to forget someone's name? It's really easy, yeah. Well, if you had to point to a spot in your mind where your name was held, where would you point on your head? Where would that be held? Just take a guess. Right there, yeah. So if I take that and then just throw it up through the ceiling, through the stars, through the clouds, all the way up past, and it just keeps going and it's gone. It just keeps going and it's gone. What's your name? It's gone. What's your name? But you know her name, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What's her name?
Jess.
Yeah. But what's your name? It's gone.
No, it's Will.
There you go. There, nice. Yeah. That's strange how you can forget to remember something or even a sensation. Isn't that just strange? Yeah. So what I want you all to do now is just focus on the hand. Take a deep breath in and sleep down. Relax down. That's right. Down into that deep, comfortable place that's just right for you. And as you begin to just really enjoy that feeling of relaxation through your whole body, I want you to lift yourself, your mind and your body, take you to the hottest place in the world, the Gobi Desert, where it is just so hot. It's like plus 45 degrees. And that imagination is on full blast, so that it's just the heat is scorching down from on top of you, so hot, sweating from every pore in your body. And it's like you're burning up inside. It's so hot. You might even need to try to move or shift or fan yourself because it's so hot, isn't it? Oh man, so hot. And the other thing about the desert is that there's snakes around. These snakes, they're deadly. With one bite, they can take down a wildebeest. These snakes, oh no, I think there's a snake in your boot. There's a snake in your shoe. Take off your shoe, quick, 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 quick. Take them off, quick, quick, quick. Take those shoes off, take those boots off, quick. Oh no, I think it's maybe in your socks. Keep going, take them off, take them off. Make sure that you get them all off. Take it off, take it off. And then once you got them off, just lift your feet. Make sure that doesn't get you on your feet. There you go. Keep going, and then just relax. That's right. Relax back down because it's safe. It's safe. You're fine. You're all right now. But it is still just so hot. Oh my God, it's just the hottest. Can't even imagine how hot it is right now. And it's okay because the person who can feel me just pushing down on the shoulder is going to continue to go deeper and more comfortably down into that trance. But everyone else when I snap my fingers will be wide awake and alert. But the person who feels that pressure on my shoulder will be taken even deeper into that scorching hot desert. And then keeping going deeper and deeper. And as you continue to feel that heat around you, I want you to imagine how hot it could be, but it's okay. I have something that's going to help. If you just take a moment, stand up for me, keeping relaxed, that's right. It's okay because it's so hot, isn't it? You're just sweating from head to toe, isn't it? Oh man, it's almost like you're so thirsty too. It's just so dry, aren't you? Well, it's okay because I have a bucket of ice right in front of you. Now, this bucket, it's going to be painful to step on at first, okay? And it's okay, but that's going to keep you nice and cool. Aren't you looking forward to that coolness? Okay, so I want you to take one big step in, careful. It's going to be a little painful, a little sharp. That's okay. Careful, careful. There we go. Good. It's a little sharp, a little painful. That's okay. There you go. Okay, good. And then just relax. Oh, isn't that so nice? Just so nice. Comfortable, right, cooling right from your feet all the way up. Isn't that just amazing? But oh no, the ice is melted. It's getting so hot again. The scorching heat right from the top of your head. Oh man, you're burning up inside. But it's okay. There's another bucket of ice here. This one has dry ice in it. You can see that coolness coming off of it. Aren't you looking forward to standing on that dry ice? It's going to be a little bit more painful to start, a little bit more sharp, but it's going to feel so nice. So just carefully take that one big step in. Careful, careful, careful. Excellent. Oh man, and then isn't that just so nice, cooling you down from the tips of your toes all the way up to your head. Isn't that nice? That's so nice. And oh no, even the dry ice is melting. It's so hot again, that scorching heat. You're burning up. You didn't even bring any sun lotion, and you're just burning up inside, but it's okay. There's one last bucket. One last bucket of ice, and this bucket, it's treated with liquid nitrogen. It is so cold, it's safe, but it is so cold that it's going to give you a shock through the system. This shock is going to be the most amazing feeling that you've had in your entire life, and aren't you looking forward to that? Okay, so take that step. Careful, it's going to be sharp, it's going to be sharp, it's okay. Careful, careful. There we go, and then just enjoy that feeling. Isn't that just so nice? Right from your toes all the way up to your head, just feeling good about how you feel right now. How nice is that? Tell me how nice that is right now. That's good, eh? Yeah. So on the count of 3, you're going to be wide awake and alert, but you're going to keep eye contact with me at all times. If you accept that, nod your head, that's right. 1, coming to the surface, 2, and 3. Wide awake now. So, our thoughts physically change us, don't they? And remember that shock tea mat that I had earlier? Mm-hmm. If you look down, you're standing on that comfortably and easily, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Feels pretty good, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. All right, have a seat. Give her a round of applause. I want you to key in. I want you to key into my hand. Take that deep breath. And sleep down comfortably, relaxing your hands, your feet, going twice as deep back into that comfortable state, because 1 minute of hypnosis is like 5 minutes of deep sleep, and this is where you get to really, and I mean really, enjoy that relaxation. Because I'm going to continue to talk to the rest of the audience, but this is your power nap. This is to allow you to sleep comfortably and easily, and then when you come out of this, you'll feel so amazing, just absolutely amazing. And if you agree and accept to just hang out and relax while I talk to the rest, you can nod your head now. That's right. So, the Rethink Pain Workshop is something that I started up a year ago, and each workshop I do a small hypnosis demonstration. Not quite as big as this right here, but something to show how our thoughts can physically change us. You all have old flyers that I didn't quite have enough time to get these flyers made up for you, but they'll be coming soon. The biggest difference is that it's the first Tuesday of each month instead of the first and third. That's because I'm going to be focusing on some other ways that I can introduce this into the world. The other thing is that there's a website, www.rethinkpainworkshop.com. That's where you can find more about what to expect, and a blog and videos and everything else that you can send your patients to. I also have a Rethink Pain Workshop YouTube channel. And this is a place where I do some goofy things like teaching what Harry Potter can teach us about pain, but I also have a video called 55 Ways to Decrease Pain in 5 Minutes, which has taken people that have had 10 out of 10 pain and dropped it down. And so there's really cool uses for that, but it's just an interesting way to show you what you can do about your pain. So what's next? Well, the concept for the Rethink Pain Workshop was developed in partnership with the Bay of Plenty District Health Board, and there's lots of amazing pain services out there. This is just the way that I can best utilize my skills to teach how our thoughts can change us. And the next big thing that's so close is my online Rethink Pain Workshop. I wanted it to be ready for today, but it wasn't quite there yet. The core module is going to be 2 hours of video similar to what my Rethink Pain Workshop is, but in little bite-sized pieces. And once it gets fully up and running, I'm going to bring experts in fields of breathing, mindfulness, and nutrition, sleep, so that each month I'm adding more and more material. And I'm going to be collaborating with the Bay of Plenty District Health Board for a pilot project to offer this free for any patients referred through. And I want to create a safe, accessible, cost-effective pain management service that we can be the starting point that then I can take to other DHBs around New Zealand and around the world. Because this is something that, as you can tell, I'm quite passionate about, and this is what I want to bring to you. So I want to give you something a little bit special. I want you to be the first people to get access to the beta version when it's up and running for the online workshop. I also want to give you my 2018 resource guide, which is all of the resources that I've put together in order to create this workshop, including some of the stuff about hypnosis. So I want you to get out your phones now, and in your Safari or whatever you have, put it in www.rethinkpainworkshop.com/P for page /Grand Rounds. If you don't have it, write it down or do it afterwards. It'll put you an email and your name, so that then you'll be the first to get access to that. And as you're doing that, I'm going to talk to my lovely volunteers up here that have been just enjoying that comfortable, relaxed state of hypnosis. And those couple minutes of hypnosis is going to be like a deep sleep that you are just so comfortable about. And on the count of 3, you will be wide awake and alert. But when you are wide awake and alert, you are going to completely forget that the hypnosis ever happened. From the moment that I stopped or stood off of that Shakti mat to now, you will remember to forget or forget to remember all or half of it. That is your choice to forget as much or as little as you want. As you are a bit annoyed that you might have even prepared yourself by taking off your shoes and your socks to get ready for this hypnosis. And you might be even a little bit upset at me, but that's okay, because you'll go back to your seat, and then the moment that you walk through those doors into the hallway, then the memory will come back like a lightning bolt. So, on the count of 3, you will forget all of the hypnosis, be a little annoyed and frustrated that you came up and did all of this without even being able to experience it, but when you leave, those doors will come back in a flood. If you accept that, nod your heads. That's right. 1, coming to the surface, 2, and 3, wide awake now. And the third vitally important thing about hypnosis is that you can completely forget that first vitally important thing about hypnosis. And remember to forget or forget to remember that even at all. I know it's wild, isn't it? All right, I'm sorry, but we're actually running out of time, and I can't do the hypnosis demonstration. I know you came up here, you prepared yourself and all of that, but to give them a round of applause anyway, but I'll get you to have to go back. I'm sorry. Maybe after, I'll give you a little time. All right, so you can head back to your seats there. Head back. Perfect. Thank you very much for your effort, though. So our thoughts physically change us. Just like remembering when you had that, when you were in that crowd and you just felt like someone just pinched you in the butt. It's just such a weird feeling. So you've been a great audience, and I want to thank you for that. So if you look under your chair, one person has a blue thing like this. Look under your chair, one person has a blue thing. So look under and see who it is. Somebody, yeah, maybe around you. I think it's under your chair. Huzzah! You get your own Rethink Pain mug. There you go. Thank you, everybody, for being an excellent crowd. This has been something I've been looking forward to for a very long time, and you just made my day. So thank you very much. And until next time, keep living and loving life to its full potential. Thank you very much.